Hello, I'm Cole Moreton. I'm a writer and broadcaster, interested in the way we live and the things we believe. I live on the south coast of England, and I've been very aware over the last few years of the growing number of men, women, and children coming across the channel in small boats to seek refuge here. I'm delighted to have been asked to explore the story of the struggles faced by Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus for this Advent course, with an eye on the situations we see all around us today. Thank you for joining us. Over the next 4 sessions, I'll be putting questions to Rose Hudson Wilkin, the Bishop of Dover, Bridget Chapman, an activist who's worked with refugees here in Kent, where we're recording, and is now with the national charity Reset, and Grima Alem Gwenetse Kasa, who came to this country from Eritrea a number of years ago and is currently studying fine art at university in Canterbury. We're all meeting here for the first time. Could you perhaps introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and also what you think of when you think of home? Bishop Rose, should we start with you?
When I think of home, I think of love. I think I can see the faces of the people who I know love me and care about me and are wishing the best for me and food. Oh, food, yes. Food that is highly seasoned and it's tasty. And just the gathering of people, the joy, not having to explain yourself, but just being.
I want to come to dinner at your house. And you're currently Bishop of Dover.
I am indeed.
How is that and what does that entail for you?
The Bishop of Dover is not just a bishop in Dover, but actually takes on the responsibility of all of Canterbury Diocese on behalf of the Archbishop of Canterbury, who, of course, is the diocesan bishop for the Canterbury Diocese. So I cover the diocese and in my role, doing all the things that bishops do, leading, preaching, being, walking alongside, prophetically speaking.
Wonderful. Thank you. Grima Alem, how about you?
Um, I'm thinking home is a mother, like as the Rose Bishop said, where everyone gather and have just I don't know love or life that you never think for the next minute it comes.
Mm,
You just thinking of the moment you are in, and as like God said, you do not worry about tomorrow. You do not worry in technically in your brain because you are at home for
yeah,
the next comes because home is love of like a mother. If I have to explain of like home or mother, it won't have a word to explain of because it is a huge and it's not been written
wonderful.
to be
What a
explained.
wonderful answer. I said that you were studying at university. What else are you up to?
Youth ambassador at Crans to help the young people with their basic English or basic lives in this new country and new home they arrive, which I really great with Cran and appreciate how they welcome. And that's our next home, or that's our second home.
Yeah.
We felt like, all right, we found this. And I am there to help the young people as well.
And CRAN is Kent Refugee Action
Action Network.
Network, which is where I met Bridget, Bridget Chapman. Tell me who you are and what you're doing and what you think of home.
So yeah, I'm Bridget, and when I think of home, I think of being by the sea. When I'm a Londoner by birth, but I grew up abroad with in lots of different places, but usually by the sea. And now, for me, home is anywhere if I'm by the sea with a big sky, and I feel I've been here in Kent for 9 years now, and I feel very at home here on the Kent coast. And when I first got here, I got a job working for Kent Refugee Action Network, which works with people who've arrived as unaccompanied asylum seeking children. which is where I was lucky enough to meet Grandma Arlam and many other young people. And obviously, Kent has been very much in the foreground of the kind of the arrival of small boats. And in amongst all of that, I've tried to help people that have made that journey. I've tried to be an advocate for them and to give them some kind of a voice, because I think that we don't always hear their voices, and their voices are the most important in this debate.
And you currently work with another charity.
I work with a charity called Reset, which is the national refugee charity that nobody has ever heard of. But I work in communications, so it's my job to make sure that people have heard of them. And what they do is they work with people that arrive through official resettlement routes. So it's much less controversial than the work that I was doing with CRAN. But I think everybody around this table, and I think almost everybody I've ever met, would agree that everybody's entitled to a safe journey from one place to another. And what we aim to do is to give that option to more and more people.
Thank you. And we'll be picking up on the themes that you've all brought up in your description as we go on with this chat.